Welcome to this week's episode of Fuel the Fire TV. We're doing a season 4 fishing recap. Now, we had a crazy awesome salmon charter season. We got some fantastic fish. I met new fishing friends and reunited with some old ones. This year, we spent a lot of time at the Manitoulin Ice Showdown, which was by far my favorite because I got to hang out with and become friends with two Canadian fishing icons in the Izumi brothers. We spent some quality time on the ice in our new home away from home with our little family, and the girls got some great fish. We definitely had some highs and some unfortunate lows as we bid farewell to a good friend, Dave Adamczak, a fishing legend in these parts, a true sportsman and a gentleman. Stay tuned, you're watching Fuel the Fire.
Life offers no guarantees, but the one thing we've learned for sure is that the time we have is indeed precious. The more time we spend with family, friends, and with nature can make the difference between living a good life and living a great one. Join us on our quest to be participants rather than observers, to learn from our mistakes, to share our successes and our failures as we spend all of the time we have chasing our dreams, fueling our passion, and fueling the fire in the great outdoors. Closed captioning is brought to you by letsrolloutals.ca. All right, we're here in the pre-dawn darkness of Manitoulin Island, and I'm hooking up with the Ontario fishing guys. Now, it's taken me all year to convince them to take me to one of their secret spots. All right, folks, we've assembled at our secret location. Like I said on the ride over, it took me all season to convince the Ontario fishing guys. We've got Dave, John, and Bone, aka Aaron. What do you guys think about the fishing conditions?
It's cold, so they might turn down a little bit.
Right.
So they're gonna be a little bit deeper. We're gonna go a little bit deeper.
Right.
And see if we can find them.
Now, you guys have been on some good fish so far this year. Secret, folks, we're in central Ontario with the Ontario fishing guys. Let's hit the trail.
Let's do it.
I just had a huge whitefish swim by the line. Like, I mean, 6 pounds or better. And he took off along the bottom and then he came right back in front of the camera. All right, John's on a fish here.
First one of the morning.
First one of the day. What do you think?
It's not very big. I'm using Frostbite Dinner Bell, green and silver. It's got a little bit of a rattle to it. It's been my hot bait all winter. Oh, I'm hooked up to my other line.
Lake Manitou. Awesome, good job.
Hard to get right now. Good fish.
So yeah, I'm just working bottom, about 5 feet up, and just lost one, and this guy came in and just smashed it. This is what it's all about, Neil.
I don't know. I think these guys aren't giving me their secret lure, just their secret spots. This guy's giving you a good little run, eh, Bone?
Yeah. There he is. Fish. There we go. Mantle and gold right there.
Just like that.
Awesome.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, man. Wicked.
John and Aaron, they fish out here quite a bit. They're pretty good fishermen. The Ontario Fishing Guys is just a new group of guys that are coming together. They just love to fish and they love to post what they catch. And they're at it all season long. They've got some great whitefish footage. Dave PATTERSON, who organizes the Derby for the Salmon Derby, and also he chips in for the Ice Showdown. You know, they were picking up some whitefish yesterday and you know, catching them right off the bottom and watching them come down on the camera. It's so cool, these Markham cameras. It really gives you a different perspective on the fish. It's fun to watch, makes ice fishing a ton of fun. We're gonna be at it for the next little bit here. I've got a Swedish pimple on. That's what Bone's using. And we'll see if I can't get one. Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back. This segment of Fuel the Fire TV was brought to you by the Manitoulin Expositor. This segment of Fuel the Fire TV was brought to you by Wikwemikong Tourism. You know, Manitoulin is famous for its cold water lake trout. We fish, although we charter hard for salmon in the summertime on the south shore of Manitoulin, that deep cold water, you know, keeps those fish nice and firm. I love fishing for salmon and fishing for lake trout on the south shore. Aspen is particularly lucky when it comes to catching lake trout on the south shore. And we will show you one of our fish from last summer. All right, there's a decent fish. Aspen just hooked in a decent fish. When you can, you're gonna reel with them, okay? Mom, we're gonna go a little bit to the right. I'm gonna clear this side, just keep that steady. Okay? Okay, reel on him if you can. I wanna fight him on the right-hand side of the boat, Mom. Well, he's right up on the top pretty quick, so that's good. We'll keep that side open. Where's my phone? Fighting him, you're doing good. You're doing real good. Keep fighting him. Go to the right, Mom. But Aspen's fishing this, or fighting this fish here. We'll see what it is. Might be a lake trout, actually. It is a lake trout. Probably a 7-pounder. We'll get this in the net. Maybe even 8. That's a good fish. Look at this fish here. That's a good fish. That's gonna go on the barbecue. Put him in the live well here with their other little salmon. And we'll get this guy back down. All right, these guys get me all excited with their with these fish that are starting to, the bite's starting to turn on.
This one's on the Williams whitefish, gold and silver. Switched it up, tried something with a little bit slower fall, and first fish that came over smashed it. Williams whitefish, gold and silver. First fish that came on the screen, right on bottom, came up and smashed it. Feels like a decent fish. That's what I love about these trout. Feisty, feisty. Feeding machines. Too big. Sure put up a good fight. Leading a little bit. Hurry up and get them back. There you go. Just full of little leeches, eh? Right on bottom. Awesome.
Fueling the passion, fueling the fire, and getting outdoors. That's Aaron Case from Ontario Fishing Guys.
That's me, man.
Bite slowed down here a bit this afternoon, which is typical. Not seeing any more fish on the screen, but that's all right. After these messages, we'll be back at it again on our ice fishing trip on Manitoulin Island, the largest freshwater island in the world.
Tiny little fella. I've missed 3 before this one. This is the 4th. I missed a good one just now. Then this guy came and smashed it. Little wee guy. I'll put him down your hole, Neil. That way you get a shot at one.
Okay. Thanks,
There he
Dave.
goes. He's gone.
Thanks.
No worries.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. This segment of Fuel the Fire TV was brought to you by Bait to Go. Some crazy times right now in terms of COVID-19. They have advised, our healthcare advisors have advised us to self-isolate. New terms, but ones that we have become all too familiar with. So we've decided to head out onto the lake. We are super fortunate to have the people we have working on the front line, and a big shout out goes out to those frontline workers because they're putting themselves in harm's way. We are super fortunate and we are not taking it for granted, and we just hope that everybody stays safe. I think it's a perch. He's got a little bit of attitude, this guy. It's gotta be a perch, but a good perch. Diane's seeing some good perch underneath the ice on the camera. Look at how fat this perch is. Look at that. Yeah, I'll show them to you in a second. Look at how fat this guy is. Just a tank. Probably a 13 or 14 inch perch. Great for Lake Vindemoya. And the first fish on our isolation episode. Oh, I'm not sure. I think this is another perch. Another jumbo. Feels like a pretty good perch though, if it's a perch. Maybe it's a small walleye. Can't see him, he's coming swimming right with me now. Another good perch. These are such a pretty fish. Nice orange fins on it. Probably, I'd say that guy's a 12-inch perch. A couple more and we're gonna have ourselves a breakfast of these guys. This is awesome. Darcy.
What? Where? What am I looking at?
We got a bite here.
Are you playing with me? I don't know what's on there. Oh, cute. Oh.
All right, so we're on Lake Vindemoya, and Vindemoya is renowned for having multiple species. In this lake, there's pike, there's whitefish, there's cisco, there's smallmouth bass. Diane and Aspen just saw a couple of walleye swim by, so we're right nearing prime time, and hopefully one of these lines is gonna go off. The bite is it's usually about 7 o'clock, so we're just right in prime time. We're gonna tip our jigs with some minnows
and we're gonna drop them down and see if we can hook up here. But conditions are perfect, just a light wind, overcast, and late ice walleye.
It definitely feels a little bit bigger. Yeah, for sure. Oh, oh, this guy feels good. I'm just not gonna horse him up here, but he does feel like a good fish. Or it would be the biggest perch I've ever seen. Whoa, I can see him. So I can't get his head up the hole. Oh no, he's going back down. Come up the hole. This is a good one. A perfect size walleye for Lake Vindemoya. Probably I'd say a 17, maybe an 18-inch walleye, but just a great fish for late season ice fishing. We've got a bit of slush on the snow, and we're out here for the isolation episode. We'll see what this guy is. I think he's a perch myself. He's coming straight up. We've got some really good perch here today. Another really good perch, a real good jumbo. Oh, maybe 11. Still a real good fish. Aspen has a good fish on here. It could be a ling.
What's a ling?
This is a ling, or some people call them a burbot, or we call them in Ojibwe, we call them a sai. And it actually has a really good chunk of meat on the back of it. This is a great eating fish. They call it a freshwater cod. I love eating lings. Some people don't like them at all. Stay tuned for more Fuel the Fire TV after these messages. Fuel the Fire TV would like to thank all frontline workers.
Over the past 5 years, we have been so fortunate to have been given the opportunity to pursue our passion in the outdoors. The show has allowed us to cross paths with so many wonderful people, avid outdoor enthusiasts just like you and I. And that's why we were so shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of two such individuals, Dave Adamczak and Kyle Jokinen, this past spring in a fishing accident. These two gentlemen were the epitome of what we as fishermen aspire to be. These fishermen show you that there's another gear. I was introduced to Dave by Sean LEDUC. I had the opportunity to fish with Dave and Sean one last time this past fall for rainbow on Lake Wolseley here on Manitoulin Island. It's the last footage we have together, and I just felt that I need to share it.
He is bait fish imitation. Beautiful fish. Look at the colors on that. Look at the beautiful cheeks. And there she goes.
These guys got it hooked up right away with Sean and Dave, this year's winners, or the 2019 winners of the Manitoulin Classic Salmon Derby.
We're gonna use a slip float today, and you can arrange the shot puts in many different ways. We're just kind of sticking with a sliding one and kind of locks down before the swivel. Whatever you set this to, that's where the bobber's gonna stop. So this is all on the center pin setup. So there's no gear ratio, it's 1-to-1, right? The fish pulls out some line, you pull it back in.
This one looks good, this one looks better, right?
saw the beard and he took off. This is the great thing about Manitoulin Island, is that you can fish from shore all over the place. And look at that fish. That is crazy.
Gorgeous.
Check this fish out. What a fantastic Manitoulin rainbow from shore. We'll get this back in the water and maybe I can catch him.
There he goes.
Woo.
Catch, release, catch, release. That's all these guys want to do. They want to relive that moment over and over and over again. So many people have reached out to the program because of their experiences with Kyle and Dave. And I have to pay respect to their family and to their friends who are grieving during this difficult time. But I know for a fact that they would want us to continue to fish, to continue to create memories with our friends and with our loved ones. I'd like to share a few more pics because I know that these guys have already caught more fish in their lifetime than I ever will in mine. This episode is dedicated to their memory.